Joe Biden is claiming victory there by 33,500 vote margin. By throwing out these clearly illegal ballots, it could be enough to overturn Joe Biden's win in Nevada. So with what we have seen, with the surveillance video in Georgia, the witness testimony, including a truckload of ballots disappearing in Pennsylvania, we'll talk to the guy who said that happened coming up a little later in the show. Now the fraud in Georgia, now all of this, what's rolling out in Nevada. The president certainly has a case here. And if all of the allegations are proven true, the president won this election. Well, joining us now to discuss how the president can still win his fight for the White House is Republican Congressman of Alabama, Mo Brooks. Congressman, welcome to the show.
Good evening. Thank you.
So, Congressman, I know you have a plan, and I want to ask you about that. My hope is it doesn't get to Congress where Congress has to certify the results of the Electoral College, that one of these states, two of these states, all of them step up and do what's right. What's your opinion about these elected leaders in our state legislatures?
Well, I hope that our elected leaders, both at the gubernatorial level and at the legislative level, would do what the facts direct them to do. I think it's getting to be pretty clear that this election has more voter fraud than any presidential election in the history of the United States of America. And quite frankly, it's by design on the part of the Democrats. They have created these huge weaknesses that have made it so easy for them to steal votes. And you went through some just a moment ago. For example, 4,000 illegal aliens voting in Nevada that we've identified so far. That's in part because the Democrats crammed through legislation when they were in control of the House, the Senate, and the White House that makes it illegal for voter registrars to seek citizenship information from illegal aliens or other non-citizens that would prohibit them from getting the voter registration card they desire, which in turn would prohibit them from voting on Election Day. But the Democrats created a huge loophole by, in effect, kneecapping our voter registrars so that if an illegal alien or any other kind of non-citizen comes into a voter registrar's office and demands to be registered as a voter, the voter registrars have no choice but to give it because they're denied the information that would confirm that these individuals are non-citizens.
Of course, here they are pushing amnesty. In many of these states, they don't even need amnesty. They can just walk in and sign up to vote as it is. It's an absolute disgrace. So if it gets to Congress, your plan is to say, hey, we're going to say no. Why don't you lay that out for me and what your absolute plan is to do if it gets that far?
Well, sure. Just so that everybody's clear, it will get to Congress. No vote from any state in the Electoral College is official until it's submitted by that state to the United States Congress. And for emphasis, while the federal courts and even the Supreme Court have a role to play, they are not the final decision maker. Under the United States Constitution, Article 1, Section 5, Article 2, and the 12th Amendment, it's the United States Congress that has total domain over all election disputes involving races for the House of Representatives, the United States Senate, and the President of the United States. So when it comes to the United States Congress, that's in our ballpark, and whatever we decide governs, no matter what the federal courts have decided. Now, in fairness, what the federal courts say can influence what we do in the United States Congress. Certainly, if
of course, Congressman, let me ask you this quickly, though.
Go ahead.
Let me ask you this quickly, because we're running out of time. You need basically what amounts to a co-sponsor in the Senate. I think you could get that to get the debate started here. You've got Nancy Pelosi running the House of Representatives. How are you going to get this by her to say, no, her guy can't take a seat in the Oval Office?
Well, you're correct. If we have one House member and one senator who object to a state submission of Electoral College votes, that triggers a 2-hour debate, which in turn triggers votes in the House and the Senate. Now, in the Senate, it's pretty easy. It's a majority of 100 votes. In the House, you've got a legal issue. Is it a majority of the state delegations that rules on this issue, or is it a majority of the 435 congressmen? Under the 12th Amendment for the election of president, it is a majority of the state delegations that governs that issue. And right now, the Republicans have 27 states, Democrats have 20.
Yep, exactly. And we would clearly win it, so I guess that's where the legal battle would come. But look, it is a great firewall plan. I wish you all the best and Godspeed with it, and I hope that we turn it around before it gets there and you can just say absolutely that you're okay with everything, and we'll see what happens. Congressman Mo Brooks, it is great to have you on the show. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you.